All right, hello everyone and welcome. We're here to add a seriously powerful new tool to your teaching toolkit. Today, we're going to dive into how you can turn your core lessons into puzzles that your students will actually remember. We're talking about moving away from just lectures and getting into some active, hands-on problem solving.
You know, it's the question every single one of us asks, right? How do we make what we teach really stick? Not just for Friday's test, but for the long haul. Well, the answer might be a lot more fun than you think. It's all about changing the game from just delivering information to creating a challenge to be solved. See, when a student solves a puzzle, their brain gets this little hit of dopamine. It's a reward that actually cements the memory. They're not just memorizing, they're doing. And this right here, this is the secret sauce. This is the core principle for everything we're going to cover. This isn't about slapping a random crossword puzzle at the end of a chapter. No way. This is about making the puzzle the lesson itself. It's a huge shift, one where students have to wrestle with the material just to take the next step.
Okay, so where do you even begin with all this? Ciphers. Ciphers are your absolute best friend here. Why? Because they're simple to make, they're super versatile, and they immediately turn any key term or answer into a really fun challenge. First up, we've got the classic Caesar cipher. It's a really simple substitution code. All you do is shift every letter in your answer a certain number of places down the alphabet. So for example, if you pick a shift of 3, the word cell becomes FHO. It's super easy to teach the kids, and it's a fantastic way to encode a simple, one-word answer. Next up is the Polybius square. Now this is a game changer if you're using physical locks in your classroom. This grid turns any letter into a 2-digit number based on its row and its column. So a password like Jean can become a number code like 22, 15, 33, 15. Perfect for a combination lock on a box. So how does this actually look in your classroom? Well, it's really just 3 easy steps. First, you teach your lesson just like you always do. Let's say it's on mitochondria. Second, you take that key term, mitochondria, and you encode it with one of your ciphers. And third, the students have to solve that cipher to get the password that unlocks the next activity. The learning is literally baked right into the game.
And hey, once you get comfortable, you can start branching out. There's a whole world of ciphers. Pigpen ciphers use these cool geometric symbols, which are awesome for your visual learners. You could even play around with Morse code to bring in an audio element, or use Braille to create a cool tactile puzzle for your class.
Okay, we've got the basic tools down. Now for the really fun part. How do we tailor these puzzles so they fit perfectly with your curriculum? This is where they become really powerful learning tools. Let's get specific. In a science class, instead of another worksheet, have your students find an element on the periodic table whose atomic number is part of a lock combination. Or for a health class, maybe they perform a mock stroke assessment to get a score that unlocks a clue. For math, they could solve an algebra problem or do a medication calculation to figure out the code. The task is the puzzle. And this works for everything. It's not just for STEM. A history class could use a president's birth year for a 4-digit code. A language arts class, have students find all the nouns in a paragraph, and the first letter of each noun spells out a secret message. I mean, the possibilities are just endless. Now, this is so important. A great puzzle isn't just about the content. It's about making sure every single one of your students has a chance to shine. If we use different kinds of puzzles, we can engage all of our diverse learners and tap into all those different intelligences in the room. You know those kids who are amazing visual thinkers? Give them something to really look at. They could circle key findings on a medical chart, or do a close read of a historical photo to find a hidden word, or even analyze a fake email to spot the telltale signs of a phishing scam. These puzzles are all about rewarding a keen eye. Oh, and this one is so cool, especially if you want to bring in some tech. Try using Google Maps' 360-degree street view of a landmark. You could ask students, okay, from this exact spot, what's the 3-digit number you see on the blue awning across the street? It gets them exploring in a totally new way. What about your kinesthetic learners? The ones who need to do things or see patterns. These are perfect. You could use a digital jigsaw puzzle where they have to put a shredded document back together. Or try a rebus puzzle where pictures stand in for words. You can even create challenges where steps, like in a science lab, have to be done in the exact right order to work. And get this, puzzles can even teach soft skills. Imagine a choose-your-own-adventure style scenario where students have to navigate a really tough conversation. Only by picking the empathetic or the supportive options can they win the conversation. It's such a safe way to let them practice really complex social skills. Okay, we've gone through a ton of ideas, from ciphers to subject-specific challenges,
But if you walk away with just one single idea from our time together, I want it to be this next one. Here it is, the golden rule. You have to avoid random puzzles. The puzzles should never feel like busy work or something disconnected from the class. It has to be a direct application of the knowledge you want them to learn. The moment a student solves that puzzle, they should also have an aha moment about the content.
Let's just say that one more time, because it is everything. The best puzzles, the ones that create those totally unforgettable learning moments, are the ones that directly reinforce your core learning objectives. The puzzle isn't the reward for learning. The puzzle is the learning.
So I'm going to leave you with a little homework. Take a look at your lesson plan for next week. What's one fact, one skill, or one concept that you could turn from just another note on a slide into a challenge that needs to be solved? That right there is your first step to making your classroom even more amazing.